boy, am I excited this package showed up. This is the Timbren Suspension Enhancement System. And today we're going to be installing this on my 2021 Chevy Silverado 3500. And we're going to be doing it starting right now. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Patrick, and if this is your first time here, I'm so glad you stopped by. Recently, my wife and I left our teaching jobs of over 25 years to start a new life as campground managers here at Happy Acres Campground in Angola, Indiana. And we sold our house, which means we're living in our RV full time. Recently, we upgraded our fifth wheel, and it has a much heavier pin weight on it than our previous one, and so we upgraded our tow vehicle. Now, years ago, we were running the Timbren Suspension Enhancement System on our 4Runner when we were pulling our 2018 NuCamp Tab 400. Now, that little teardrop trailer had a tongue weight of 450 pounds, and so we had a little bit of sag. I went to our local truck shop, and they actually suggested these over airbags, even guaranteed them that if I didn't like them, they'd take them off and put the airbags on. Needless to say, we kept the Timbrens on that 4Runner. It took the sag out of our 4Runner, but more importantly, these actually improved the ride even when we weren't towing. That 4Runner had a tendency of, when you'd go over hills out in the country, to do what I called the porpoise effect. The front would nosedive as you came down the hill, and then as you came back up, it would go to the back, and you get like this porpoising effect. When we had the Timbrens on there, that took most of that out. Now, we're going to go ahead and pull the truck down to the shop to do this project. And I'm going to show you how simple these are to use and install. When we do that, I'll show you exactly what they are and how they work. So let's go ahead, jump in the truck, and we're going to head down to the garage. Back in 2018, we paid for those Timbrens at our local truck shop. Now, Timbren had reached out to me a few months ago about working together, and I was like, you know what? I love your product, and I would love to share the word about them because we hadn't used them in years. And so they said, let's do it. So just so you're aware, I didn't pay for these, and they are sponsoring this video. But just know that in the past, we have paid for our Timbrens and absolutely loved them back then, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna love them now. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is how they come. You can see it's not a big box, all right? Let's open these up, and I'll show you exactly what we have inside. And so we're gonna pull this back. It looks like there's some paperwork. Yep, these are the instructions. You're gonna be shocked how easy these are. Here's a sticker that you can put on your truck, which we will. And right there they are. So go ahead and take a look. You can see. And once I get the old bump stops off, we're going to compare size so you can see exactly why these Timbrens are going to make a big difference in how it will eliminate the squat if you're carrying heavy loads. Now, this job would be a lot easier if we remove a tire, but I'm going to do it without, or at least attempt to do it without removing the tire. And so let's try to get up under here. All right here behind the wheel, we're gonna find the bump stop, and it goes to right there. Once I get this out, you'll be able to see how short these actually are. And what these do is the load of the truck comes down, they're gonna hit down here against the axle. So first thing we need to do is get this removed. We're just going to take a screwdriver and kind of pry this out. It's just kind of suctioned up in there, and we're gonna do this on both sides. So let me grab a screwdriver and we'll get started. So now I have my friend Mike, who work camps here at Happy Acres with me. He's going to help me so I can actually film and explain what's going on. So you can see there, he's got a screwdriver. He's just going to gently start inserting it around that bump stop to try to pry that loose. And eventually it will come out of there. So Mike says it's coming, it's just coming slow. Now, like I said, if we take the tires off, this is probably a little bit easier because it'll give you easier access. There it comes. I'm going to grab that, and then we're going to go over to the workbench and compare it. Let's measure these two just so you can have a comparison of the difference. The original bump stop is about 3.5 inches, whereas this new Timbren we're putting in is a little bit, I'd say about 6, maybe 6.5, 6.25. So what is the difference between this one and that one when it comes to towing? When that big heavy fifth wheel is in the bed of my truck, that truck, as it starts to go down, won't be able to go as far because we have that bigger Timbren versus that shorter bump stop. So now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and get ready to install the new Timbren in there, and we're going to need one special tool for it. And this is it, Dawn dish soap. Just like when I installed the snap pads on our fifth wheel, we used Dawn dish soap to make it easier to slip in. We're gonna put a little of this at the top of the Timbren so that that Timbren will fit right up in there. The other thing that we're doing to help with this process, we're going ahead and jacking a little bit of the weight off the truck. We want to create a bigger distance than the Timbren so that as we get the Timbren started, we're going to insert a board in there and then drop the truck down, and that's going to pop that Timbren right into place if everything goes as planned. All right, so I have my Dawn dish soap. I am just going to go ahead and start putting a bead of Dawn dish soap right around here, right near the top. Nice thing is, this isn't going to hurt anything. We're going to get this all coated, and that should help this slide up in there a lot easier. So, all right, that's done. Now we're going to take it over and get it into place. We're just going to go ahead and set this up under there, and you can see now I just have to start working it in and get it started, and then I'm going to have Mike slide a board up under there. Then I'm going to let Mike lower the truck slowly, and this should pop that Timbren right into place.
In.
Okay, yep, fills in all the way around. All right, there we go. That's how simple this is. Now we're gonna jack it back up, pull our boards out, and then we're gonna move to the other side of the truck. All right, Mike already removed this side, and so we're ready to, I'm gonna get my boards up under here. Slip those right there, and we'll grab our Timbren. Okay, Mike, I'm going to go ahead and have you start lowering just a little bit. Try to get it coming down. Okay, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Looking good, looking good. She all the way out, down?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so right there it is. You can see there at the bottom is where it's going to hit, but remember how far up it was before. So this is going to help us reduce any possible squat when we're towing or hauling with our truck. All right, I'm out on a test drive, and I have mounted a GoPro back there. Now again, we're not hauling our fifth wheel. This is just on a normal drive. This road coming into the campground is actually going to be torn up and redone here in hopefully a few weeks, and which means it's super bumpy. So I just thought, what the heck, let's go ahead and we'll kind of try to get an idea of what's happening back there when we hit some of these bumps. And there you have it, the Timbren Suspension Enhancement System. It's easy to install. Even I was able to do it myself. It gives us a smoother ride when we're just out driving, as well as when we're towing. It helps take the squat out. And overall, I just love this product. It's a great company. It's been around for over 50 years, and they give you a 100-day money-back guarantee. I'm going to leave the links down below so you can do your own research. I think it's a great product. Thank you, Timbren, for allowing us this opportunity. And make sure you check back in November when I'm going to do a follow-up video when we're actually hauling our fifth wheel using it. And I'm going to show you what that looks like as well. And until next time, everybody, we'll see you on down the road.
Travels with Delaney. We'll see you on down the road.